Rube! The boy's desperate shout cut through the morning calm, sending all the local dogs into a frenzy. He'd been standing outside 7483 Berkeley Street, his best friend's house, for roughly 40 seconds. But for an anxious kid like him, that was half a minute too long. It was the first day of school, and if they didn't get their rears in gear, they were going to be late. Rube, come on! The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and the morning dew had dried. Once the chill lifted, the heat crept in. A pit had grown in Rube Goldberg's stomach that threatened to swallow him whole. Nervous was an understatement. His muscles were tense. There were big changes waiting for him just around the corner, but he had no idea what they were. He barely got any sleep, tossing and turning for most of the night, obsessed about things that were outside of his control. From 4 a.m. to 4:30 a.m., he lay in bed, worrying about asteroids hitting the planet. From 4:30 a.m. to 5 a.m., he stared at the ceiling, irritated by a tiny imperfection no one else noticed but him. It was torturous, but he didn't know what else to do. Ruby! Then he put his insomnia to work. It's what he'd been doing all summer anyway. While most kids were swimming in kiddie pools, playing wiffle ball in their backyards, and otherwise having fun in the sun, Rube was in his bedroom making stuff. He hadn't planned on spending 3 straight months indoors, but that's just how it happened. Back in May, he had high hopes for the summer. The plan was to read up on octopi, learn sign language, plant a banana tree, teach himself how to code, research solar panels, and maybe even install some on his roof. But then something changed. The first week of break, he slept till noon every day. Calls and texts went ignored. Going outside became scary for some strange reason. He couldn't explain it. It felt safer to stay inside where he could control everything. The broken air conditioner made the whole house hot and stuffy, but Rube didn't care. He had his grandpa's old handkerchief around in case he got too sweaty. Rubicon! In mid-June, Rube snuck into the attic and rummaged through old boxes. His dad told him not to go up there because there were too many wonky nails sticking out of the floor, as well as questionable spiders. But he did it anyway. When his dad said not to do something, all Rube could think about was doing it. Besides, spiders didn't scare him. In the middle of the night, he put on a pair of work boots — wonky nails are no joke after all — and he went looking for stuff. Trinkets? Treasures? He had no idea. He just wanted to build something cool and needed materials to make that happen. There were boxes of ornaments, photographs, strings of lights and glassware, typical attic junk. He found his mom's old wedding dress, which had been miraculously preserved among the dust and cobwebs. One weird crate was filled with tools, fishing rods, cymbals, pulleys, doorknobs, wheels, jars, and baby shoes. And a metal helmet with wires sticking out of it that was part of a Halloween costume his dad had made, among other things. Very quietly, Rube brought down boxes, one after the other, tiptoeing down the hallway so no one would hear him. He poured their contents onto the floor of his room, mixed them together with his own collection of junk, and created a monster pile of stuff. At first, he wasn't sure what to do with any of it, but then his mind's wheels started turning. Rhubarb! Rubalicious! While downing an ice-cold glass of lemonade one steamy July afternoon, Rube remembered something. His grandma had given him a fancy Italian notebook she bought while on vacation with her old lady dance team, the Movers and Shakers. He'd stuffed it into a drawer and forgotten about it. But when ideas started percolating inside his head, Rube drew them. Sometimes he'd doodle comic strips. Other times he'd design simple machines, gadgets, and dream inventions. Over time, the notebook's fake leather binding frayed around the edges. It smelled like grape soda, but that was only because Rube had spilled grape soda all over it and then let it sit in a hot car for a week. His mom once told him to write down his thoughts if he ever felt overwhelmed or frustrated. "Get them out of that noggin and onto the page," she said. "That way, they won't make you sick." He wished he would have listened.